to another video of the top 100. We are getting to numbers 15 through 11. Getting really close to that top 10. The top 10. That'll be coming up soon. Alright, at number 15, I'm going with The Lion King.
Brother, help me!
Long live the king.
The Lion King is my favorite animated movie of all time. And for me, this is really, during the Disney Renaissance, The Lion King I consider a perfect movie. Story-wise and everything. I mean, you have this young cub who wants to become king because I just can't wait to be king. And you have a jealous uncle of his brother who wants to become king. And when he kills Mufasa, I mean, that scene where he's like, oh, hell, the king. And then that relationship between Simba and Mufasa is great. And also Mufasa being voiced by James Earl Jones, Darth Vader himself. It's just incredible on its own there. And then Simba thinks he's the one that killed his father, and he has to kind of reclaim his arm, but he goes into exile and learns what Hakuna Matata is. And eventually he has to go back and fight for his land, fight for his kingdom. And this movie is just incredible. I love it. It's Hamlet. It's another Shakespearean story, but just with animated movie with lions. The music, The Circle of Life, is like one of the great opening scenes of all time. And yeah, some great musical numbers. Lion King is great. And whenever people ask me which one you prefer, animated or live action, I obviously choose the animated version. And yeah, this movie is just incredible. Love Lion King.
You see, he lives in you. Simba. Father?
Simba, you have forgotten me.
No. How could I?
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
At number 14, my favorite horror movie. And yes, this is a horror movie. And that is Jaws. I mean, come on. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. I mean, the whole idea of this movie is just brilliant because, you know, it failed. The animatronic of the shark, Bruce, failed. So what they use is they use shadows and they use tension and they use the music, the great musical score by John Williams. That when the music's starting to play, the shark's starting to come, and the more it heats up, it's just great. But then the movie has it could just be a straight up swimmer shark horror movie. But the movie has a lot of character depth too. The scene when they're all on the boat and the captain's talking about how he was on the Indianapolis. And I mean, the movie's so quotable too. We're gonna need a bigger boat. And I love this movie, and it's Steven Spielberg at his finest. And Spielberg directs the hell out of this and proves that sometimes a minor misstep can become a huge success. And Jaws one of my favorite Spielbergs, and yeah, it has to be on this list.
Slow ahead. I can go slow ahead. Come on down and chum some of this shit.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
At number 13, I'm going with Rocky. Rocky is just an awesome sports movie, and it's starring Sylvester Stallone, and this is the franchise that really made Stallone who he is, because he wrote this movie, but no one in Hollywood wanted to give him a break. No one, he wrote this movie for himself, but nobody wanted to cast him in. They just wanted to make him a producer, but I just couldn't see anyone but Sylvester Stallone in this movie role. And how it's a true American story. It really is, about this guy who gets 1,000,000 to 1 shot to fight the champion Apollo Creed, and the training montage to get ready to fight Creed, and how no one thinks, like whenever he sees the billboard, the picture, he's like, the shorts are wrong, and the one of the guys with the fight says, well, it doesn't really matter anyway, does it? And he's just like, I just want to go to distance. I just want to go to distance. And he's like, if I'm still standing at the end of the bell, the 15th round, I just want to go to distance. And that end, whenever that fight, it's great, and how realistic it really kind of looks. And then that ending, and then also the love story between Rocky and Adrian is just, it's a beautiful romance, that in there as well. And that end, whenever he's still standing and he's calling out for Adrian, he's like, I love you! I love you! Da, 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 da. And also one of the great scores, by Bill Conti, the Rocky theme, again, da 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 da. But yeah, Rocky, I have to put this movie on this list. Love it.
Come on, Polly!
Adrian! Adrian!
Rocky!
Adrian!
Rocky!
Hey, where's your hat?
I love you!
I love you.
I love you! I love you!
At number 12, my final Steven Spielberg movie, and that is Jurassic Park.
It's a dinosaur. You did it. You crazy son of a bitch, you did it.
Jurassic Park is one of those films which I love. It is just one of those movies that always takes me back to my childhood. I mean, we get to see some dinosaurs, and it just proves why they should have never made a sequel to this movie, because all the sequels do not recapture the magic of the first movie. And about this guy who wants to build this park, and he gets these dinosaurs, and they get these guys who try to make it acceptable through the science community, and they're all like, and then you have the great speech by Jeff Goldblum where he's like, life finds a way. And the T-Rex scenes, the Velociraptors, the scene in the kitchen is just one of the most iconic Spielberg scenes, and how the camera works good. It also proves how well Spielberg works with kids, because the kids in this movie are incredible as well. And yeah, and all the characters of Grant, Dr. Malcolm, and Ellie, they're all just so many great characters in this film. That yeah, Jurassic Park, love this movie. It's just an incredible sci-fi film, and yeah, I love this movie, and hold on to your butts.
It's not possible. Listen, if there's one thing the history of evolution has taught us, it's that life will not be contained. Life breaks free, it expands to new territories, and it crashes through barriers painfully, maybe even dangerously, but, well, there it is. There it is.
You're implying that a group composed entirely of female animals will breed?
No, I'm simply saying that life, finds a way.
Alright guys, and at number 11, I'm going with Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Hey, hey!
Get down.
One of my favorite action movies of all time, and you know, the first movie I really liked Terminator, but the second one, the first one was just a horror movie. This one turns into an action movie. And the thing about Terminator 2, the CGI still holds up to this day. I can't think of too many 90s films that really, if you put it in the TV screen or you're watching the movie theater, whatever you're going to watch it in, it still looks as good as it did in the originally. Like the newer Terminator movies don't look as good as Terminator 2. And you know, the new Terminator, the T-1000, the liquid metal is so intimidating. And then you have Arnold back in his role who has to protect John Connor. And then Sarah Connor is a complete and utter badass who has reshaped her body to protect John Connor and protect her family. And yeah, the action in this movie is great. The movie's just very much, it's a great, I mean, the action and then the ending. I mean, the ending always gets me teary up at the end whenever he's like, I know why you cry, but it's something I can never do. And then he just goes down into the lava, and then just knowing he has to sacrifice himself so Skynet doesn't get his technology so they can create more Terminators, because that's how this how Skynet begins the first time, with him getting the original Arnold computer chip thing. So that ending, and then he just goes down in the lava, goes da 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 da. I mean, just one of the great movie scores of all time with Terminator, and yeah, it's great. And then a little thumbs up, the da 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 da. Yeah, I love Terminator 2, Judgment Day. Had to be on my list. It was very hard not putting this movie in the top 10, but these top 10 movies that are coming up in the next few days are the movies that I love more than all these other 90 movies together. I mean, and then yeah, it's been a great ride so far, and I'm looking forward to showing you the end. Alright guys, so what are your thoughts of these 5 movies I've talked about on this video? Or what are your thoughts of this list so far? Where they are, comment below, let me know. Alright guys, if you'd like to click that thumbs up button, subscribe, see more, tell your friends about Easy Nation. All too easy.